Well, good morning. If it's Thursday, it must be time for another About Mansfield Consumer Advice Series episode. I'm Steve Casillo. Appreciate you being here today. And as we do with every Thursday, we talk about your trees. Why do we talk about your trees? Because first of all, if you're a homeowner and you live here in Mansfield, I'm going to take a wild guess and say you own a tree. Could be an oak. Could be a Bradford pear, could be a crepe myrtle, could be something else. Chances are very good that you own a tree. So we bring in our friendly neighborhood arborist, Cameron Scott. He is with Bartlett Tree Experts to talk about your trees and specifically today, lightning protection systems in trees. Now Cameron, first of all, Cameron, good morning. Welcome to About Mansfield.
Morning, Steve. How's it going?
It's going great. And today finds you at least a little later today in Rendon.
That's right. I'm on my way. Stopped to do this here. Rendon, technically Burleson, but should be a good time.
And almost Mansfield. So I'm not sure if this is the right time of year for people to start thinking about lightning because lightning can happen pretty much any time of year here in Texas. First of all, let's bring the first question down to the most basic question. What is a lightning protection system in regards to a tree?
Sure. Yeah. So a lightning protection system is a pathway for lightning to travel. So normally, if lightning strikes a tree, causes catastrophic damage to the tree. At best, the tree would be incredibly damaged, likely not salvageable, and at worst, it just explodes everything into a million pieces. With a lightning protection system, a copper line is installed from the top of the tree all the way down to the ground. And it provides a pathway for the electric current to travel down, saving the tree from damage. Now, that's not to say there won't be some damage, but the effect of that lightning will be greatly lessened. Okay. So it's straight from the top all the way down a couple feet, and then a copper rod is buried about 10 feet into the ground.
All right, so this, in a sense, is like a lightning rod for a tree.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. Why would I want to do this to one of my trees or all of my trees?
Well, you want to do this if the tree means a lot to you. We typically do it in parks, near lakes, anywhere where there's a higher probability of lightning. This certainly isn't feasible for all trees, but if you have a tree that it just means a lot to you, or maybe it's next to your house, or maybe it's just going to be more prone to a lightning strike than maybe some other surrounding trees, then maybe that would be a good candidate.
All right. So the family tree, we planted this tree when my son was born, and it's flourished and now big, it's matured, and it's a tree that you want to protect forever.
Exactly. Yes.
All right. How practical is a lightning protection system? How well? How well do they work?
So they actually work quite well. The ones that I've seen that have had a lightning strike in them, the system is toast, definitely has to be replaced. But the tree, it might have some scorch marks here and there, but it is left greatly unaffected. Now, I will say that to install a system is incredibly expensive, right? You're putting anywhere from 30 to 50 feet of copper wire into the tree. That's going to run up the total on that bill. For a 30-foot tree starts probably around $2,500 and can snowball pretty quickly depending on the height of the tree. So that there's definitely a barrier to entry in that regard. Definitely only do it for the one that is the most important. I've done them on golf courses before. Do them on like a city-owned tree that is a legacy tree that is historic. Anything that is just would be devastating if that tree was lost.
Can you give me an example of types of trees? For instance, I would not I would assume I would not use this lightning protection system on a crepe myrtle because they're thin. They're not very tall, but
So yeah,
what,
crepe myrtles typically are smaller. That's not to say you couldn't put a lightning protection system in a crepe myrtle if you wanted to. The crepe myrtle wouldn't have to be large enough to be able to climb up in there and kind of secure it all the way down to the ground. But I could see a crepe myrtle being a good candidate if it's in the right environment. So it would have to be maybe on a golf course. Maybe it's really a really big one, or maybe it just means a lot to somebody.
okay, but the question that I'm getting at then, what would be some good candidates for a lightning protection system aside from a really tall crepe myrtle?
Sure. So cottonwood's great candidate for lightning protection, especially along lake shores. If you have like a lake property around Joe Pool Lake or Lake Arlington, these cottonwoods get extraordinarily tall. And due to the lake, they're pretty isolated. So they're a really good candidate. Other good candidates are thin barked trees. Those typically will sustain more damage than thick barked trees like oaks. That's not to say you can't put a lightning protection system in your oaks, and if it means a lot to you, you probably should. Yeah. Just the damage is going to be worse on like a sycamore or something like that.
Sycamores, cottonwoods, out where when I lived in California, we had cottonwoods. In fact, I had a cottonwood in my backyard.
Okay.
Beautiful, beautiful trees that make a mess when.
Yeah.
In fact, one of the golf courses I used to play out in California was Cottonwood Golf Course, and
there you go.
The fairways were lined with cottonwood trees, and when they would, for lack of a better word, shed their cotton, I've actually lost a golf ball in the fairway due to cottonwood. Whatever it sheds, the fairways would basically turn white.
Right. And that's their seed dispersal. So that's their way of reproducing.
Yeah, they're beautiful trees, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They definitely be messy. They're kind of not very strong, but they get really massive. So if they're in an urban environment, they can cause some issues.
If someone wanted more information about a lightning tree protection system, a lightning tree, if someone wanted a lightning protection system for their tree or trees, how can they reach out to Cameron Scott?
Sure. You can give my office a call at 817-656-8733, or you can shoot me an email at cscott@bartlett.com.
That is Cameron Scott. He is, I don't know anyone who knows more about trees than Cameron Scott. He is a certified arborist. Bartlett Tree Experts right here in the Mansfield area. Hey, give him a call. And it may not be for lightning protection system to do a soil sample of what's going on with your soil. If you've got bugs in if you're being bugged by bugs, anything related to trees, reach out to Cameron Scott. And Cameron, appreciate your time. Thanks for being on About Mansfield.
Thanks, Steve.